It's Eurovision week, and I've got some catching up to do. Here's my top 5 for Malmö. But before we begin, if you're new here, please subscribe. Make videos about all things Eurovision, usually a bit more promptly than this one that you will love. So yes, indeed, the grand final of this year's Eurovision Song Contest is but days away. And I, as ever, have my faves. And as usual, this is just a personal ranking. This has nothing to do with any odds or who I think is likely to do well. And I'm also recording this before any of the shows have gone out, so some of these acts may have been disqualified by the time you're watching this. Without further ado, let's go from the bottom up. Starting at 5, Finland.
My name is Windows 95 man, and I only live by one rule, and the rule is no rules!
No Rules is just so wonderfully bonkers. It's so full on, so silly, so over the top. I just cannot look away from it. I love it to bits. And I know a lot of people are calling it a joke act. And honestly, they're kind of right. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Acts like Carrier last year almost paved the way for some more avant-garde left field entry. And honestly, if that results in an absolute earworm like Windows 95 man has given us, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Now to 4th place, the Netherlands. This is a bop and a half. It's this cool 90s Eurodance jump style influenced tune that is just such an earworm. All I want to do is get up off my seat and bob along to this one. It is properly infectious. And behind the silly costumes and wacky dance moves, it's got a really important message too. It's a song about Joost losing his parents. He sings of an orphan travelling through Europe, finding their way, and the final few lines are dedicated to his father.
Aan het einde van de dag zijn we allemaal mensen. Mijn vader zei me ooit, het is een wereld zonder grenzen.
Now to 3rd, my bronze medalist, Croatia.
I'm a big boy now, I'm ready to leave. Ciao mama ciao, hey. I'm a big boy now, I'm going away and I sold my cow.
It's just an absolute banger. It's this gritty, dark, proper rock song that just builds and builds. That real, authentic, slightly heavier sound that we know audiences love. And lyrically, it's so relatable too. It's about the difficulty of starting afresh, of following your dreams and battling the unknown. And combined with that catchy as chorus, there's a real reason this has been one of the British favourites for quite some time. Next to 2nd, my runner-up is Switzerland.
I went to hell and back to find myself on track. I broke the code, like Ammonite.
It is just a masterpiece. The code transcends genre. It's part power ballad, part opera, part rap, part pop. And honestly, it is genius. Nemo is such a shining star. And it's got a great message too. It's about finding yourself, discovering your identity. It's Nemo quite literally breaking the code of gender, and saying to an audience of however many hundreds of millions that'll be watching, this is who I am, this is my story, this is how I got here. And before we get to my number one, some honourable mentions. Starting, shall we, with Spain.
Si salgo sola soy la zorra. Si me divierto la más zorra. Si alargo y se me hace de día.
Zora is camp perfection. It's so wonderfully over the top and extra, but it has a really strong and important message at its heart too. She's reclaiming derogatory language and owning it, and doing it with so much sass and style and grace. And then there's my country, the United Kingdom. What an absolute get for the UK is Ollie Alexander. With Dizzy, he's given us this dancey, charty, poppy, synthy kinda song, the sort of sound I've been longing for the UK to send to Eurovision, and I honestly could not be happier with it. I really, really have my hopes high for my country. What about Poland too? Somehow they've picked an absolute tune. Tower is just the most incredible dance poppy, late noughties, early 2010s sounding tune that I simply have on repeat. It's exactly the sort of sound that I grew up on, and it just takes me back every time. But enough of all of that. What about my winner? My number one, my top pick for Malmö 2024. I honestly can't believe I'm about to say this. It's Ireland. Bambi Fugg, my monarch. There is just something about Doomsday Blue that has stood out to me as a winner since the first time I heard it. Nothing else has quite compared. It's this awesome mix of dark and light. It's goth meets ballet, screamo meets ballad, and it is just so goddamn cool. Bambi is just a visionary. They are a true artist through and through. And Doomsday Blue, it's just an absolute feast. And for Ireland, of all countries, to send a song like this is a miracle, frankly. Not since the days of Jedward have I ever considered Ireland to be a winner. And sure, this won't be to everyone's liking. Not everyone is going to love it as much as I do. But surely sending something so unique and creative is worth a go. And as much as I said this wouldn't be about the odds, they're in the top 10 as I'm filming this, so clearly it is working. And I honestly think that Bambi is going to take Malmö by absolute storm. What about you, humble viewer? Who's your ESC 24 fave? Let me know down below in the comments. And please like and subscribe for more. And you can be guaranteed I'll be reacting to all the big winners and losers of the night very, very soon. So make sure you stick around for that one. And to keep watching, click the links on screen now.